the Church of Jesus Christ.
You often hear it said that you can't legislate morality and that God and government should be separate. But both of those familiar slogans are false. First, morality is really all you can legislate, and every law is reflective of someone's morality. When we make a law that says you can't steal from a store, well, that's morality. In fact, it's right out of the Ten Commandments. And secondly, the founders never intended God to be separate from government. That only comes from a Supreme Court misinterpretation of the First Amendment in the 1940s. In reality, the founders expected the Ten Commandments and God's law to influence our own laws. They knew that, as John Adams said, our Constitution is only capable of governing a moral and religious people. That's why we can take a lot of encouragement from the changing of the guard in Washington, D.C. this month, with a new Congress and a new presidential administration. There's no question we have a long way to go. For instance, no political party is currently taking a strong pro-life stand, although one of them is passionately pro-abortion. So we want to see America grow in their understanding of this issue, which is one of the reasons our ministry exists, to explain what God says about human life, which is a bedrock truth. We also need to look at where we're at. We've just experienced a period where every facet of God's design was under assault. Over the past few years, the elites in our culture were even calling into question basic concepts like what is a man and what is a woman. We were told that the most important things about us were our race, sexuality, and gender, and that we had extra value and power if we could make all of it up for ourselves. It was the breaking apart of sanity itself. A culture that cannot agree that objective truth even exists is a culture in the final death throes. But the election showed that the elites did not represent the majority in our culture. They were selling us insanity. And finally, the people said, enough. This change of government will not save us, and no politician is going to suddenly undo decades of rot and decay. But we can hope and pray that this is the first symptom of a reviving of America. A revival is an awakening, and that's exactly what we need, and hopefully it's what we're beginning to see. Pray for the Lord to pour out His Spirit on an undeserving America, and let's stand boldly as Christians and lovingly, but firmly insist that God is the standard of truth and that we need to listen to Him and obey.